You want to work here, get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com. That listen live link is in the top right corner. If you'd like to watch the program, you can do that on the YouTube channel. That would be Nation of Jake on YouTube. One word, no spaces, run it all together. Nation of Jake there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell your friends to do the same. Maybe ask them, suggest, encourage, compel them also to subscribe. That way, they'll be in on the joke too. Got it? And follow on Facebook and on Twitter at Nation of Jake on this Friday, August 16th, year of our Lord 2019. Partly cloudy, 90 degrees. High today of 93. Sunshine for the weekend, and I'm here for it. I am here for the sunshine this weekend. A lot to do. Actually, I'm only here for part of it. And then we're going to go to Nashville for the other part of it. Then I'll be back all in time for soccer practice. And that's right, I had to spend a good part of my morning tracking down a soccer jersey. Just one soccer jersey, because my kids got something called a jamboree tomorrow. And of course, as the dad, as the guy who gets things done in the family, I'm no Fredo. I'm a Don. And that's right, I made it happen. So my kids got her number 11 soccer jersey for the big jamboree here on this Friday show full of Friday things. So we're good. It's a Friday show full of Friday things. We wait all week for this. We've got our weekly What the Hell stories, of course, and the latest on the Epstein suicide, the latest on Hong Kong, re-racking some stuff from the week, all the other insane stories that happened over the past 4 or 5 days that we've been talking about. Also, it's definitely worth reminding you that today is Elvis's death birthday. I was trying to explain this to my kids last night. I said, tomorrow, kids, is the anniversary of Elvis's death. 42 years ago tomorrow, Elvis died. So it's been Elvis week. And so my daughter was like, is his birthday Elvis's birthday? I'm like, no, his death birthday. 42 years ago, Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, was found dead on the toilet. And so this whole week, everybody's been celebrating the death week of Elvis. It's odd. Do we do that? I mean, we have birthdays, but then this is like a death birthday. It's odd. I mean, we tend to celebrate people's birthdays. Like MLK Day is around MLK's birthday. President's Day is around the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington and Ronald Reagan in February. We don't usually celebrate the death birthdays, but in Elvis's case, it's more solemn. They had the vigil last night, but today is the day 42 years ago that Elvis passed away. We have the news crews coming up, all the latest breaking headlines from around Memphis and around the world. This week, as we roll up on a Friday show, this week has been especially bonkers. I was going through all the stories. I like to keep these things just as a reminder of what was going on, what we've been talking about. I like to follow up on stories. I like to get some resolution on a lot of things. But all too often, we just forget about stories. So I just wanted to kind of break down the week that was, just to outline just how crazy and bonkers it was. If you remember Monday, everybody was talking about the Jeffrey Epstein suicide. He was found suicided in his jail cell on Saturday morning. So by Monday, we had all this information coming out. You had people who support Donald Trump blaming the Clintons. You had people who support Democrats blaming Donald Trump. You had Clinton body count trending on Twitter, then also followed closely by Trump body count. Now, we both know that the Clintons are known for people mysteriously dying in their circles. All right, so just having Trump body count was just kind of a reaction to the actual easy joke of the Clintons having suicided Jeffrey Epstein. Now, the same day, or a day later, I should say, but on Monday, we were also talking about Curtis Watson having been captured by the TBI. You had a 5-day manhunt going on over the weekend. It ended on Sunday. So this guy was caught by the TBI, and now they're talking about a death penalty, and then he went to court, and they're having that funeral for the poor lady that he murdered on his way off the prison grounds. Then on Tuesday, that was just the headlines from Monday. Tuesday, we're talking about Hong Kong. They have these protests. They're shutting down airports. Chinese people are flying the American flag. Chinese people are singing the U.S. national anthem. Chinese people are asking for their own Second Amendment. All the while, we're over here begging the government to take away our rights. Kind of amazing. Little, what would you call that? Juxtaposition? Would that be the proper term? Putting, these people in Hong Kong who just have a feeling that mainland China is going to come in and creep in and take away their rights. They're like all out protesting, shutting down airports, and we're over here asking Beto O'Rourke to confiscate our guns. I mean, we're not. Me and you aren't. I'm talking about there are people who are. It's pretty amazing, right? And then on Tuesday, I guess Tuesday evening, we see a video of Chris Cuomo from CNN freaking out because somebody called him Fredo. I don't know, Fredo. It's a weak brother. It's a weak brother. It's like the N-word for Italians. And you call me Fredo. You call me Fredo? You call me Fredo, I'll toss you down the stairs. Fredo. So he goes in roid rages over being called Fredo. And we're only at Tuesday at this point, mind you. Remember the Trump recession? Remember the freak out of the stock market? Stock market had its worst day of the year. Dropped like 3%, 800 points in one day because some 210 inversion of bonds. The yields were inverted, mass hysteria, stock market tanks. And then by Thursday, no more mentions of recession. The bonds, I guess, go back verted. They were inverted. Were they verted before? They go back to normal. Stock market is back up. And nobody, it's funny, on Wednesday, recession, Trump recession. On Thursday, nothing. What gives? That was crazy. And then on Wednesday, we also learned about this painting of Bill Clinton that was hanging in Jeffrey Epstein's mansion. And it was an oil painting of Bill Clinton in Monica Lewinsky's dress while wearing red high heels, while his legs are draped over the arm of the chair. And that was both bizarre and odd. People looking at it going, I can't believe this was a deal. Like, this is a thing? This is Photoshop. This can't be real. Then we find out on Thursday, Jeffrey Epstein had broken bones in his neck, which is more consistent with strangulation than it is with a suicide, because they said he had hanged himself with a makeshift rope out of a bed sheet from his bunk bed while on his knees. And so people are looking at it like, did he generate enough force to actually break his neck? Or was he suicided by somebody else? Also on Thursday, there's been this big dust-up, which is spilled into today, and we're going to cover more of this. Israel denies Representatives Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib entry into the country for supporting BDS, which is the boycott, divestment, and sanctions of Israel. These are two people who do not think Israel has a right to exist. They will not even refer to the country as Israel, but instead Palestine. They have a law against that in Israel, letting people who support a boycott of Israel into the country. Donald Trump encouraged Israel to deny their entry into the country. So now we've got Donald Trump versus 2/3 of the squad, part 2 or part 3. And then Donald Trump says he wants to buy Greenland. Greenland, which is a territory of the Kingdom of Denmark. He wants to buy Greenland, and everybody's making fun of Donald Trump for wanting to buy Greenland, even though this is not the first time the U.S. has made a move to try to buy Greenland. It's not even the second time. There have been multiple occasions where the U.S. has inquired about buying Greenland, but because Donald Trump is doing it and he's real stupid, then everybody needs to laugh at him, right? Ha, ha, ha. Still no mention of the recession from 2 days before, mind you. And then we had Dale Earnhardt got in a plane crash. What? Like, it was, honestly, I'm having trouble processing all the news as it's coming in. I was on the playground yesterday. I saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. involved in a fiery plane crash. I'm like, no! I don't even like racing. I don't know much about Dale Jr. But I don't want the guy to die in a fiery plane crash. So good Lord. And then we have now, everybody's triggered because Donald Trump fat-shamed one of his own supporters unknowingly. He thought it was a protester, and so he fat-shames the guy. Here's from the New Hampshire rally last night.
That guy's got a serious weight problem. Go home, start exercising. Get him out of here, please.
So they had him kicked out because he thought it was a protester, and then he made some comments about his weight. Well, it looks like they caught up with the protester. They caught up with the guy. He's not a protester. He was trying to take some signs from some protesters, and they caught up with him to talk to him about it and how he felt about being fat-shamed by the president, a president that he wholeheartedly supports.
Turns out he was talking to you.
He was, because he didn't see me rip the signs away from those three people that were sitting near us. And they were trying to cause a ruckus, and they jumped up and they start yelling something. I don't even care what they were yelling, but it wasn't going to happen beside me because I'm trying to listen to my president. But I think he thought I was part of it, but I wasn't. I was the good part of it.
What did he say to you?
He said, hey, that guy needs to lose a little weight. Everything's good. I love the guy. He's the best thing that ever happened in this country.
There you go. The guy got called fat by the president. I think the president later called him when he found out that he wasn't a protester but a supporter. Yeah, I love the guy. Love the guy. Yeah, he called me. He said he needs to lose some weight. Yeah, but he thought I was part of it. I wasn't part of it. I was a good part of it. I was a good part of it. Yeah, I got to lose some weight too. He's right. And he could stand to lose a few pounds too. Good Lord. I mean, all that in the span of like 4 days. I mean, seriously, it used to be back in the day where you just read the newspaper. There's no way all this stuff could get covered at the speed that it does. It's unbelievable. I mean, that was your week, and it was all over the place, and there's been no resolution to any of this stuff. None. Hong Kong still going on. Epstein suicide, still tons of questions. This dust up with the squad and Donald Trump over Israel, still going on. Everything's still going on, and we just move to the next one and move to the next one. We will do that. I do want to talk about this thing with Greenland, though. Everybody yesterday, after it comes out that Donald Trump has inquired on more than one occasion on what it would take to acquire Greenland, everybody's just like, what? Why would you want it? How? What money are we going to use to get it? What's he talking about? Is this guy gone completely mad? Well, you might think that, but we've tried to get Greenland before, couple times. Let's get into that next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Hey, are you pregnant and need health insurance?
Yes, I'm really in need of insurance.
Have you heard of the TennCare Presumptive Prenatal Program?
No, what is that?
It's a program where pregnant women can get 62 days of temporary Medicaid insurance coverage.
Wow, I didn't know about that. Thanks.
For more information regarding the TennCare Presumptive Prenatal Program, contact the Shelby County Health Department at 901-545-8722 or log on to shelbytnhealth.com. Funding for this was provided by the Tennessee Department of Health.
If you're thinking about retirement, you've got to know it's all about income. Your money, making money. The Retirement Income Doctor wants to teach you how it's done. Give us a call and we'll send you a free animated video kit. 848-2-INCOME. 848-2-INCOME. And tune us in, the Retirement Income Doctor, Saturday mornings at 10. Call now for your free income kit. 848-2-INCOME. 848-2-INCOME.
When you walk into Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe in Bartlett, everybody really does know your name, and you never meet a stranger. Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe is a family-friendly place to have fun and serves a full menu including Mexican-American dishes, all-day breakfast, and a great kids menu. With theme nights like Nifty 50s or love songs, they have something for everyone. Located at 5808 Stage Road, make Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe your next stop for food, family, and fun.
Your dog is a furry member of your family and they deserve the highest level of care. Dogtopia has award-winning daycare, boarding, and spa services. They are the safest, cleanest, and most transparent dog daycare and boarding option for you. The best part? You can check in with your dog anytime on the video stream on your phone. Dogtopia, located at Carriage Crossing. Find out more at dogtopia.com to schedule your dog's best day ever.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
Did you know that your potential customers look at your website and determine your credibility within 8 seconds? Make sure your business reflects the quality service you provide. Contact Control Alt Design for a free quote today. Today's marketplace is very competitive and you need a professional web presence. Control Alt Design offers web design at a fraction of what the larger firms charge. Control Alt Design has been helping local businesses stand out on the web for over 20 years. They also offer logo design, business card design, flyers, brochures, and more. See their work today at ControlAltDesign.com.
El Artista Cigars presents Cigar Night, Cut and Light, Friday, August 16th at 6 p.m., held at the Crossroads Cigar Emporium at 1403 West Goodman Road in Horn Lake, Mississippi. Hosted by El Artista's brand ambassador, Dula. He'll be introducing the brand's 2 2019 releases, the Big Poppy Slugger and the Buffalo 10. We'll also have swag giveaways, refreshments, and, as an added bonus, the premiere of Dula's new music video for his brand new single, Big Cigars. So come on down to the Crossroads Cigar Emporium, August 16th at 6 p.m. for El Artista's Cigar Night Cut and Light. Happy Pasita!
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube. The YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Very simple to find. You go to YouTube, type in Nation of Jake. You don't even need to use a space bar. Run it all together, Nation of Jake on YouTube. Subscribe, get the notifications. Then you never have to type it in again. You just get notified when we go live here in the Nation of Jake. You can follow me on Facebook and on Twitter at Nation of Jake. All right, so I don't know much about buying entire countries. I know that this country has acquired land in mass. Louisiana Purchase, but that was like we're connected to it. And bought it from the French way back when. Sent out Clark and Lewis. Lewis and Clark, you might call them. We also bought Alaska. What was that? Seward, William Seward, known as Seward's Folly. Not so much. That said, I don't know about in Year of Our Lord 2019 about buying countries. I do know that some 25, 30 years ago, Kim Basinger, Vicky Vale from the Tim Burton Batman, she had some vision of buying a town. She bought Brazelton, Georgia. And this was like a big deal back in the day. Kim Basinger and some investors bought Brazelton, Georgia, 1,700 of the 2,000 private acres in the town, bought it all for $20 million, and they were going to try to make it into some sort of tourist destination, maybe kind of like Dollywood, but with Kim Basinger. Yeah, seems kind of weird, kind of an odd vision for yourself there, Vicky Vale. That said, they paid $20 million for all that land, and then some years later, I guess the plans for a resort were scrapped, and then they sold the land for $1 million. So that is losing a lot of money. So I don't know much about buying up, already established countries, municipalities, cities, states, anything like that. Usually they're not for sale. So yesterday, I was, got wrapped up the show, and I was driving home, and I'm standing around at the playground. More on that in a little bit. But I'm standing around, just kind of scrolling through Twitter, and I see that Donald Trump, it came out in the Wall Street Journal, had raised questions about possibly buying Greenland. Now Greenland is the one that's icy, and Iceland is the one that's green. I wonder if he knows that. It says here, President Donald Trump has on multiple occasions brought up buying Greenland from the Danish government, and the White House counsel's office has looked into the possibility, according to a couple of sources. The island's government, however, said in a statement Friday, it's not going to happen. Greenland is not for sale. Trump's interest in buying Greenland was first reported Thursday by the Wall Street Journal. The Journal reported that people familiar with the deliberations said the president has raised the issue during meetings and dinners, asking aides and listening seriously about the possibility and advantages of owning Greenland. He also asked his White House counsel to research the matter, according to two other people. Two of the people also told the Journal that Trump's aides were divided on the issue, with some praising it as solid economic strategy and others dismissing it as a passing fancy. So, when you look at that Donald Trump, being who he is, got a lot of people think this guy's unfit for office. They question his mental well-being. I guess some people just call him a racist. They think he's evil. He's a narcissist. He's a dumbass. And he wants to buy Greenland. You think, yeah, that's insane. Like, how? Why? Number one, what would you want with Greenland? Number two, can't be for sale, can it? And number three, with what money are you going to buy Greenland? This country is $22 trillion in debt. How are you going to buy Greenland? And what are you going to do with it? Well, a lot of people were all over Twitter just making fun of it, lighting them up. Oh, Donald Trump, this idiot wants to buy Greenland. Well, what if I told you it wasn't the first time the United States inquired about buying Greenland? What if I told you it's not even the third time? Now, this has been tried a couple of times. They tried to buy us in 1867 during the Second World War. Wait, what? No. They tried to buy us in 1867 and then again during the Second World War, 1946. And now they're trying again. And it's a local to Greenland. Kuliusk resident Ben Abelson. Not going to happen. Greenland, an autonomous Danish territory, is home to an airbase. So, maybe we want the land that our airbase is there. The Thule Air Base. Tool Air Base, however it's pronounced. It's been there since 1951. Also, maybe there's some minerals. Maybe it's a mineral-rich area under all that ice there in Greenland. That said, I wonder, I guess it's just because where we are now, the way that things get reported, Donald Trump does anything, it gets reported like news. Yeah, calls a protester, or so he thinks, a fat shames him, finds out it's a protester. That's big news, right? Yeah. Everything he does is big news. But what about when Harry Truman, the Truman administration in 1946, what about Harry Truman wanted to buy Greenland? What about it? Did anybody make fun of Harry Truman? Did they call Harry Truman an idiot? Did they call him a moron? Did they say he's gone completely mad? No. You know why? Because if you make fun of Harry Truman, he demonstrated he'll nuke your ass. Nobody made fun of Harry Truman. in 1946. No, he could go around saying he wanted to buy anything and everything. And you know what they said? We will consider it, Mr. Truman. We will not make fun of you. Please don't nuke us. That was kind of his MO. In fact, a story started coming out about this buying Greenland thing. And this is an AP story from 1991. You've got Associated Press, 91. What's that, 30 years ago? Almost. From the AP, the United States in 1946 proposed to pay Denmark $100 million to buy Greenland after flirting with the idea of swapping oil-rich land in Alaska for strategic parts of the bleak Arctic island. Documents in the National Archives show the $100 million was to be in gold. And even though the sale did not go through, the United States ended up with the military bases it wanted anyway. Discovery of the documents, which have been classified since the early 70s, was first reported Sunday by the Copenhagen newspaper Jyllands-Posten. Jyllands-Posten, Copenhagen. One alternative that was discussed was for the United States to trade land in the Point Barrow district of Alaska for those portions of Greenland that the United States considered of military value. Under this plan, the Danes would have received the rights to any oil discovered in the district and would have had to sell the oil to the United States. The richest oil strike in U.S. history was made in 1967 in the Prudhoe Bay area, 200 miles east of Point Barrow. The Point Barrow area is now part of the National Petroleum Reserve, which are oil fields reserved for national defense. So this is not a crazy idea. It wasn't crazy in 1946. It actually looked like it got pretty far. It looked like they had a pretty detailed plan to purchase and acquire Greenland, but it didn't go through. It didn't go through in 1946, didn't happen. So, okay. But even before that, if you go back to 1867, I guess William Seward, who was instrumental in acquiring Alaska, he also tried. He tried to buy it. So I think that people kind of shut up after that. There was, and also this about Donald Trump in Greenland. Maybe he heard about that. Maybe he was Googling or somebody said, "Hey, you know what? We tried to buy Greenland once." Oh, really? Why can't we again? Let's do it again. Let's get the deal. Let's get the deal going again. I would love to own land in Greenland. I'd love to build a Trump hotel right there in Greenland. It's green. It's nice. Golf course. We can do it, right? Well, no, Mr. Trump. It's covered by ice. It's covered by an ice sheet. Now, you might ask, okay, what would he do with it? Well, again, I mean, kind of like I said, it's thought to be rich in natural resources. So instead of going out and mining the meteor out there that's between Jupiter and Saturn, you could just mine here, right? So it's said to contain iron ore, lead, zinc, diamonds, gold, rare earth elements, uranium, and oil. Much of that is currently untapped because it's covered in ice. 80% of the country is covered in an ice sheet. But due to global warming or climate change, the ice sheet is melting rapidly. It's going away. So, look, maybe that's it. Maybe this is the key to uncovering Donald Trump's whole endgame. He wants to accelerate climate change, warm the globe, melt the ice on Greenland, so he can rape and pillage the land for the riches. You have to assume the worst about the guy. I mean, he's a Russian asset. He's a white supremacist. He hates immigrants. He hates women. He fat shames people who love him. So, yeah, I mean, he's definitely got this whole Dr. Evil $100 million kind of thing going on. Look, it could be rich in natural resources. It's militarily strategic. We already have an Air Force base there. But the biggest problem now is that Greenland is not for sale. And I don't think the Danish, they would sell it to Trump even if it was for sale. They would probably take other offers on it. Here's really what it boils down to. It's not crazy just because Donald Trump mentions it. Who knows? Donald Trump may have been joking it may have been like a running joke. You know, I say this often. It doesn't seem like Donald Trump has a really great sense of humor. He doesn't seem very funny. It doesn't seem like he really gets humor or jokes. But what if he's just so far ahead of his time, much like Norm Macdonald was? You know, back when Norm Macdonald was doing SNL's Weekend Update, there were a lot of people who did not get Norm Macdonald. They didn't understand why this guy was funny. And then there were those of us who were way ahead of our time and really smart. And I stress those of us because I thought Norm was always funny. But now, it's pretty much universally accepted that Norm Macdonald is hilarious and always has been. Maybe future generations will appreciate the humor of Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't think he's that funny. Like, funny sitting in a chair. I think he does funny things that are off the wall and goofy and not very presidential. Maybe he's trying to be funny. Maybe he's just trolling us all. But no, but buying Greenland is not that crazy. We bought Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million. $7.2 million. They called it Seward's Folly. It didn't really work out so well. I'd rather have it for $7.2 million than the Russians have it. Wouldn't you? The U.S. also purchased the Philippine Islands from Spain for $20 million. So this happens. You can buy and sell all these. Everything's negotiable. As Francis's dad told Francis when he was negotiating for that bike with Pee-wee way back when. Francis Buxton. And when you can't buy something when it's not for sale, you steal it. You take it by force. Or with stealthy means. All right, that's in a Greenland. So again, you know, it's mad and crazy and funny and stupid when Trump does it. But you go back and you see, oh yeah, you know, it's been tried before. This is actually something that could conceivably happen. It's not as stupid as you think, especially when Truman did it. Because Truman bombed your ass. What do? You make fun of him. All right, coming up, we got some more stories that might make you say, what the hell? We do this every week. They are the what the hell stories. They're coming up next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. Michigan Democrat Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib finally got the okay to visit Israel. Then she turned it down. CBS's Robert Berger.
Accusing Israel of treating her like a criminal, Tlaib said she would not visit the West Bank under oppressive Israeli conditions. She said she would not be humiliated and vowed to continue the fight against racism, oppression, and injustice.
Tlaib was told she could visit her grandmother on the West Bank, but not allowed to express her support for a Palestinian boycott. Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu blocked both Tlaib and fellow Muslim Congresswoman Ilhan Omar from visiting Israel on advice from President Trump. Middle East expert Aaron David Miller.
There's a certain amount of compulsion here in which the Prime Minister appears to simply have carried out a directive of the President of the United States, which is not good for Mr. Netanyahu's image.
CBS News Update. I'm Jim Shenovy.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
Your dog is a furry member of your family, and they deserve the highest level of care. Dogtopia has award-winning daycare, boarding, and spa services. They are the safest, cleanest, and most transparent dog daycare and boarding option for you. The best part? You can check in with your dog anytime on the video stream on your phone. Dogtopia, located at Carriage Crossing. Find out more at dogtopia.com to schedule your dog's best day ever.
This is Clark Howard. I had a call the other day from someone who was considering going into a tiny home, actually building one. I don't know if that means sticks up or buying one under a plan. But the thing is, there is a counter-revolution going on in parts of America to the giant houses that have been built so much in the last many years. The average size of a home in the United States is nearly double what it was a generation and a half ago, even though fewer people are living under a roof. The problem is, think how many rooms in a house, if we get a big one, we don't ever use. But we're having to pay to maintain them, we're having to pay to heat and cool them and to light them. So when you're looking at a home, I know you've always been told, get the most square footage you can for your money you possibly can do. But remember, that extra square footage, you got to pay for it over time.
The co-chairman of J.P. Morgan warned that a deep correction, like 40%, could hit the stock market at any time. Don't lose 40%. Diversify. Now you can add gold or silver to your IRA or 401k rollover accounts. The stock market has been shaky with the trade negotiations. Don't risk your investments. Listen to the warnings and diversify before you lose 40%. Protect your portfolio with solid, intangible investments. Gold and silver. Call 800-659-5096. And all qualified investors get a free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar with your account. Call 800-659-5096 to be connected now and get a free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar when you open a qualified account. Or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Individual results may vary. Invest wisely. Open your qualified account today to get your free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar. Don't wait for a 40% deep correction. Call 800-659-5096. That's 800-659-5096.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on YouTube, Nation of Jake on YouTube. Go subscribe to the channel, Facebook, Twitter, Nation of Jake. I like to save a lot of these stories for Friday because there's really no way to, work them in every day through the week. We cover so much, as I outlined at the top of the show. I mean, just the news, like the mainstream headlines are all kind of what the hell stories, aren't they? And it's like the whole show. It's kind of like the theme of the entire show. It's like, what is going on in the world? Next thing you know, people in Greenland are going to be protesting that they want to be bought by the United States. Yeah, Donald Trump saying he wanted to buy Greenland. Everybody says, oh, you're crazy, Trump. It's not for sale, but he's not that crazy. You could probably buy Greenland. I mean, we don't think of it now. I mean, we think of states and countries as sovereign. Oh, there's no price on these things. What there is, there's always a price. Always. Everybody's got a price. Denmark has a price. That's right. Denmark would let go of Greenland. There's something. There's something they want that they don't have. And they would happily sacrifice Greenland. 6,000 people, maybe fewer, live over there. Anyway, that's one of them, honestly. That was a whole what the hell story. What the hell, Greenland? What the hell? Oh, we got plenty more where that came from. Oh, man, I got a big. This is like the heaviest of my stacks today. Yeah, I always got a pile, just a pile of pages. This is the heaviest pile. All right, we've got this one. This is out of Fresno, California. It involves our very own Memphis Redbirds, though. A man died Tuesday night after participating in a taco eating competition at a minor league baseball game between the Fresno Grizzlies and Memphis Redbirds. The man was identified as Dana Hutchings, 41, by the Fresno County Sheriff's Department. The team's on-site medical staff and paramedics immediately attended to Hutchings after he collapsed. According to a spokesperson, he died shortly after being rushed to Community Medical Center in Fresno. He was in the middle of a taco eating contest at the ballpark. And witnesses say he was just shoving these things down his throat with reckless abandon. I mean, it was a contest. And when you get into competitive eating, you got to be real careful. You have to be a pro. And this was like, on the heels of the annual taco truck throwdown event where they had the World Taco Eating Championship. And that takes place tomorrow. Chuck Chansey Park is where the Fresno Grizzlies play. They're going to be hosting this World Taco Eating Championship. where competitive eaters will come out and just inhale a bunch of tacos. So they had like a mini taco eating contest to promote the World Taco Eating Contest. And this guy, Dana, they said he wasn't even chewing. He was just shoving tacos down his throat. I don't know if they were hard or soft tacos, but you know, if you don't chew up a taco well enough, I mean, that can get in your throat and start stabbing. They said that he had a heart attack during the contest. That is terrible.
What the hell?
Terrible way to go. And, you know, with contests like that, you're seeing fewer and fewer of those. Radio stations used to do, like, eating contests and stunts. There was one where they had a water drinking contest. You figure, oh, water can't hurt me. So they put a bunch of people in a room, and they had them drink a bunch of water. And it was called Wee for a Wee. And it was like you had to drink all this water, like liters or gallons of it, and the last one to hold out, the last one who didn't go to the bathroom, I guess, the last one to go pee or to go wee was the winner. The problem is if you drink too much water, it can upset the chemistry of your body and a person died. And you can't do that. You can't do these kind of contests. You got to sign waivers. Even when you sign waivers, it's not good. So poor guy, Dana Hutchings, thoughts to his family, died of taco overdose. That's
what the hell?
Terrible story. Oh, so don't ever throw away shoes. I don't. I keep them. I keep them, work in the yard with my old shoes and stuff. There's another reason you shouldn't throw away shoes. An old pair of shoes could be worth $50,000. At least in this case it was. This guy, Dave Russell, he had a 1972 Olympic trial pair of Nikes. These were rare Nikes, the moon shoes. They're kind of like the early waffle trainers. They were designed by Nike co-founder Bill Bowerman. Only 12 pair of these shoes were ever made. And they are nasty looking. This guy wore them he wore the hell out of these shoes. But still, because they're so rare, he was able to sell these beat up, funky old Nikes for $50,000. A hotel chain that is happened to be building a Nike-themed property in Eugene, Oregon, where they're based out of there, wanted to put them on display, and they bought them for $50,000. Old, funky waffle trainers. I guess you kind of have to know how rare they were, how many were made. So it's just it's kind of like, wow. I mean, what might you have that you don't even know? How much junk is out there? And that's kind of like the whole dream. You go out, Junk In, American Pickers, Antiques Roadshow, that you might have something that is that valuable. $50,000? It's like life-changing money. Selling an old pair of shoes. Disgusting.
What the hell?
Oh, speaking of disgusting, we've got a study, a new survey that determines nearly half of Americans don't change their underwear daily. And it says here now, nearly half of Americans have worn the same pair of underwear for 2 or more days, according to a survey by apparel maker Tommy John. I thought Tommy John was the guy who had the elbow surgery. Either way, out of 1,000 people responding to an informal poll conducted by the underwear maker, 45% admitted they had worn the same pair of undies for 2 or more days, with 13% saying they had worn the same pair for a week or more. Okay, that's egregious. Those people are lying. Wearing the same underwear for a week? Listen, I get a couple days, like a weekend. Well, I don't shower on weekends. Why would I do that? I wake up Saturday morning. I don't even put on pants. I just walk around my house, whatever. I do stuff around the yard, jump in a pool, clean enough, right? And then go to bed, wake up Sunday. So there you 2 days right there, easy. And then shower on Sunday, get ready for the week. I mean, you shower more than once in a week. I get it. But I don't know about all the not changing your underwear all week. Conventional wisdom and basic common sense tells us we should change our underwear every day, or at least wash them after every wear. The Tommy John underwear maker said in a statement. But how many people actually follow this golden rule? After surveying 1,000 Americans, we found that 45%, almost half, almost half of people have worn the same underwear for more than one day. Listen, it's probably not the best idea, but going a day or two with the same pair of underoos is not a health deal breaker, according to microbiology and pathology professors. They say, look, you're going to have to deal with a fact of just being. We are bathed as a society in feces, according to the scientist here, Phil Tierno. He just says, look, underwear, it's on your body has E. coli, your body has germs. It's just, you're never going to get rid of all of it. So look, if you want to wear your underwear for more than one day, it's not going to kill you. But it can get stanky. It just depends, man. I mean, what are you doing in your underwear all day?
What the hell?
Oh, this one's out of Louisiana. A Louisiana woman, allegedly caught with meth hidden inside her lady parts, says she didn't know where the drugs came from.
What the hell?
Oh, my God. Ashley Beth Rowland, 23, was accused on July 31st of stealing $5,000 from the apartment of a man she'd been staying with for about a week. So when she was searched after being arrested, she had meth in her lady parts. Oh, that's not mine. I don't know where that came from. Is that immaculate conception? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with that story. Thank you, very little. Oh, there's so much. You know what? You might be going to the stores. You know, walking through, seeing the Spirit Halloween store is already open there at Poplar and Ridgeway. Well, you're also going to start seeing the pumpkin spice coffee, the pumpkin spice beer, pumpkin spice Oreos. It's pumpkin spice season comes earlier and earlier every year. Well, right on cue, we've got pumpkin spice Spam. Hormel actually is doing this after there was a joke, a Photoshop on Facebook. It was a hoax, but now it's real. Yeah, they confirmed to NBC News, did Hormel, the company will begin selling a limited edition run of pumpkin spice Spam online at Walmart.com and Spam.com.
What the hell?
Starting on September 23rd. So if you're a pumpkin spice person and you like disgusting canned meat, you'll be in heaven with your pumpkin spice Spam in the place where you live. All right, I've got the tale of a tattletale coming up. I had to call out a young boy for tattling yesterday, as I'm like the godfather of the playground. I want to share that with you and more coming up next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.CryLike.com.
El Artista Cigars presents Cigar Night, Cut and Light, Friday, August 16th at 6 p.m., held at the Crossroads Cigar Emporium at 1403 West Goodman Road in Horn Lake, Mississippi. Hosted by El Artista's brand ambassador, Dula. He'll be introducing the brand's two 2019 releases, the Big Poppy Slugger and the Buffalo 10. We'll also have swag giveaways, refreshments, and, as an added bonus, the premiere of Dula's new music video for his brand new single, Big Cigars. So come on down to the Crossroads Cigar Emporium, August 16th at 6 p.m. for El Artista's Cigar Night Cut and Light. Happy Pasita!
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
If you're in need of a professional cleaning service that takes your business as seriously as you do, call Jan Pro Cleaning Systems today. They understand how important it is to establish and maintain a professional image. That's why they offer the Jan Pro Signature Clean and the Jan Pro Guarantee. From regular scheduled cleaning to the tough stuff like stripping and waxing, buffing, carpet extractions, and detail cleaning, Jan Pro does it all. Call today for a free no-obligation quote. 901-683-4900. Insured and bonded for your protection. Jan Pro Cleaning Systems. Measurable cleaning, guaranteed results.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. If you listen to the program, you know kind of my setup. I'm a playground dad, okay? Get my kids from school, they play on the playground. I know all the kids, not in a creepy way, but I kind of know what's going on with all of them, kind of their tendencies, what kind of kids they are. It's been a few years, okay? So I know these children. So yesterday at the playground, though, I've been designated like the Don. I'm kind of like the godfather of the playground. I go to pick up my kid from school. I'm stopped by one parent who asks me, is it okay if he drops his kids off at my house a little early once in a while so his daughters can walk to school with my daughters? I said, it's fine, because I like your kids. They're good kids. My kids like your kids. They're all friends here. I wouldn't do that for everybody, but I'll do that for my man Mike and his kids. Then I get over to the playground where all the other kids are. I get a call. I get a call from Chris. He says, hey, I'm running late. I'm running late. Tell my kid to stay there at the playground. And by the way, Janie says her kid's running late, or she's running late, so make sure her kid stays there. Okay, I'll relay the message, and I'll keep an eye on these kids until their parents get here. Well, then I get approached by another kid. So we're already talking about 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. This is a 5th kid. He comes up to me and tells me that my daughter told another kid to kick him. So this kid says, hey, Eva told Jacob to kick me. And I said, well, did he? He says, yes. I said, where? On my side. I'm like, okay, are you okay? Do you have a lacerated spleen? Do you need to be taken to the hospital? Are you okay? He said, yeah, I'm fine. I go, okay, you just wanted me to know. All right, great. So I tell my daughter, Eva, do not incite violence, please. Don't do it. So I think I'm done with that. I'm all done with it. I had tattletales. I'm watching kids. I'm setting them up for preschool care. Then, 5 minutes later, the kid who tattletaled on my daughter for telling another kid to kick him, which she shouldn't have done, this kid throws a shoe at another kid point blank. And I'm like, hey, why'd you throw that shoe at him? We got to tell your mom now, don't we? Don't we? So the kid who got the shoe thrown at him, I said, you over here, come here. I said, here, you're going to call this guy's mom, because I know this kid's mom. I said, you got to tell on him. You have to, isn't that right? You little tattletale. You made the rules. I didn't make the rules. And now I'm almost certain that the kid's mom is going to get on to me for bullying the 7-year-old who threw a shoe at another kid. It's my life.
KWAM, your news and information station with CBS News updates every hour on the hour. KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Jim Sheneby. Parts of New York City were gridlocked during the morning rush after police found 3 unattended rice cookers, 2 of them in a subway station.
It's New York City. It's like everything's on here. It's, you obey the rules, you get out, and you seek safety, and life goes on.
Now police are looking for a person of interest. The NYPD's John Miller.
By and large, I think what you see here is a system that worked. Counterterrorism patrol in the subway system, where they're supposed to be, alert public, coming together, assessing the scene. Bomb squad got here very quickly, was able to go through their procedures and determine that these items were not a physical threat.
Israel says it proves that Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib was more interested in supporting a Palestinian boycott than visiting with her elderly grandmother. Nicole Killian reports.
Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib says she will not go to Israel after all. Israeli leadership decided Friday to allow Tlaib to visit her grandmother in the West Bank as long as she promised not to discuss a boycott of Israel during her stay, something Tlaib had initially agreed to do. But in a tweet this morning, she said, "I have decided that visiting my grandmother under these oppressive conditions stands against everything I believe in, fighting against racism, oppression, and injustice."
Does President Trump really want to buy Greenland for the United States? Aides say he was joking, but some say not. One thing's for sure, Greenland is not for sale. CBS's Stephen Portnoy.
President Trump wouldn't be the first American leader to express an interest in purchasing Greenland from Denmark. Harry Truman tried to do it after World War II. The giant Arctic island is seen to have strategic importance and vast natural resources. But on word that Mr. Trump might be interested in an acquisition, Danish politicians swiftly shot down the notion. Greenland's foreign ministry said the territory is open for business, but not for sale.
The president says he supports some gun controls, but as the days tick down toward the Senate's return after Labor Day, it's becoming clear just what he will support and what he won't. CBS's Paula Reed listened into last night's speech to supporters in New Hampshire.
You know there are ongoing negotiations, ongoing discussions between senior White House officials and the offices of several key lawmakers as they work to try to figure out what they could potentially coalesce around. But right now, we don't know what it is the president's going to put forward, but that speech gave us a clue. There you have him focusing on gun purchasers, on mental health, and not necessarily the guns themselves.
On Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 272 points, or just over 1%. The Nasdaq up 133, or 1.7%. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
It is a horrible scenario, but it happens. Dennis writes about his wife. She was diagnosed with leukemia. In fact, she's a 2-time survivor. And in the midst of all that, they ran up over $1 million in medical bills. Thankfully, they're MediShare members. And Dennis says they are so thankful for that, how others came together to meet their needs. And that's how so many MediShare members feel. This is not health insurance. It's different. You don't have to pay for things you don't believe in. And like Dennis found out, it just works. So if you join MediShare, not only do you save a lot of money, the typical family saves about $500 a month, but you know where your money's going each month. You're helping people, and if the time should come, they'll be helping and even praying for you. So yes, it's different, and as more than 400,000 people now know when it comes to healthcare costs, different is beautiful. Find out more. Call 866-88-BIBLE. That's 866-88-BIBLE. 866-88-BIBLE.
What's in a name? Well, a lot for the Mormon Church.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is reminding members that coffee is prohibited no matter how fancy the name. An article in the latest Church Youth magazine warns that drinks with names that include cafe, mocha, latte, espresso, or andicino usually have coffee in them. New health code guidance also says the church bans vaping despite the, quote, alluring flavors, and that marijuana is outlawed unless prescribed by a competent doctor. There's concern about young Mormons' adherence to the rules. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
Having a tough time at work? Well, go ahead and let it out. According to a new survey, 8 in 10 workers have cried on the job. A survey for the career site Monster.com found 14% of respondents cry at work at least once a week, sometimes every day. There were various reasons for shedding tears, from a nasty boss to a heavy workload or bullying by coworkers. Most of the crying is done in the restroom or out of sight. Jim Chenevey, CBS News.
With the stock market at all-time highs, cash in your profits now and invest in an asset that can potentially pay for up to 20 or more years. That's the sound of a producing oil well and the sound of a smart investment. If you're an SEC-defined accredited investor, you can take advantage of Encore Energy's projects. Call now to learn how you can potentially achieve 20 or more years of income and deduct 100% of every dollar invested against all forms of income. Call 1-800-803-8511. Invest in your future and buy oil. Encore is drilling in an area that is potentially one of the most prolific horizontal oil plays in the entire country. Oil prices are projected to rise, so you need to own a piece of an oil field. Encore Energy is the most active oil and gas operator in its core area of operations. Call now and learn how to deduct 100% of your investment and create 20 or more years of potential monthly income. Call 1-800-803-8511. You will be calling directly to the home office of Encore Energy. That's 1-800-803-8511. Oil investments involve a high degree of risk and actual results may vary.
Boy, that's what I'm talking about, Jake. I've worked in the private sector. They expect results.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Keep having some. Nation of Jake, Hour 2 on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live still on the YouTube. All you got to do is go to YouTube, either on the app on your phone or on your desktop. It's YouTube either way. Search for Nation of Jake. One word, Nation of Jake. And you'll get me. You subscribe to that channel, set up the notifications, and let's say it's, Saturday night, and I'm feeling right, drinking some beers, and I decide to do an impromptu show, you'll know about it. That's right, I'm going to expand the Nation of Jake. Maybe I'll look into buying some land, maybe Greenland. Maybe the Danish over in Denmark, maybe they just don't want to sell it to Trump. They're saying all this stuff like, we're open for business, but we're not for sale, or whatever that means. It's 80% covered in ice, man. It's just sheets of ice over there in Greenland. Maybe they're just hanging out, waiting, dipping their Copenhagen. Something's rotten in the state of Denmark, I say. I say they want $100 million for it. Maybe we can make some other considerations. I say the Nation of Jake buys Greenland. And is it Greenland or Greenland? I say Greenland. So I think I'm in the market for maybe expanding, maybe building some of those islands, maybe building some planets. It's not the craziest idea. I brought it up. Jen Chenevy brought it up in the CBS News report that Harry Truman, I guess the Truman administration after World War II, thought about buying Greenland. It wasn't for sale then, but it wasn't some crazy idea then either. And if you go through history, we've acquired other lands that were for purchase. Alaska, Louisiana, and pretty much, 2/3 of our country for the old manifest destiny, right? So, look, I think the Nation of Jake should look into expanding, and I think there is an expansion on the horizon. I don't know exactly what it looks like, if we'll be expanding the land or expanding our airspace. I think probably expanding the airspace or the web space is in store for the Nation of Jake. All that said, I'm just telling you, get on board now. Get on board now. Tell your friends about it now. Because later, everybody's going to be here. It's going to get crowded. We're going to have to move elsewhere. We're not going to have enough room. And they ain't making any more land on Earth. That's the other thing. There were some people on Twitter who were being critical of this whole buying Greenland thing, only because Donald Trump is doing it. There was a guy I know, a guy named Kerry. Kerry does not like Donald Trump. Kerry's a good guy. We do not see the world the same way. And that's fine. It's fine. I enjoy the back and forth, though. He got on Twitter, immediately reacted to the news that Donald Trump was trying to buy Greenland, and he was like, oh, serious inquiries? And I'm like, well, it's not without precedent. Here you go. 1867, William Seward wanted to buy Greenland. 1946, Harry Truman wanted to buy Greenland. So, read that. Maybe educate yourself a little bit on it. And then another guy who doesn't like Trump, JR, shows up. Oh, it's bad enough we're rebooting movies. Now we're rebooting geopolitics? Like, well, they're not making any more land, bro. if you want to expand and have an empire, you got to buy other people's countries. And I'm sure, look, there's better countries to buy than Greenland. I mean, I want to buy San Marino. San Marino sounds awesome. San Marino is a little country like in the middle of Italy. And it's like the Vatican's right there too. But San Marino, that place, that seems like just a little plot of land right in the middle of another country. It's pretty amazing. I'd buy San Marino. I'd rather buy Japan. That'd be awesome. Because then you could be truly big in Japan. The guy who owns it. Be fantastic, wouldn't it? Now, there are other ways, to think about expanding. Space, we've talked about this before. And on Fridays, I always like to touch on space exploration, space mining, all the space stuff, because it is crazy to think that one day it'll happen. I mean, right now, we're a little early on it, a little early on everything. A lot of things haven't been perfected. Plastic surgery, hair replacement, stuff like that. Also, space exploration. We go to the moon. We're going to get back to the moon, International Space Station. But our reach, though, as far as researching, we know a lot about it out there. We know a lot about, say, one of my favorite things to talk about is Kepler 452b. Kepler 452b is a planet that's the most like Earth. It's like the most Earth-like planet that we know about. And the thing about Kepler 452b is that it could support human life if we could get there, but they've got the gravity is greater by a factor of 3/2. 1.5 times the gravity that we have on Earth, so everything would be heavier. But I mean, if you think about it, the thought exercise of if we need to move off this planet because we've destroyed it. Let's say that the climate change stuff is real and we only have the 12 years to reverse it, and let's say in another 100 years, people are going to start having to leave the planet and start populating and cultivating a new civilization on another planet. I mean, God, that's insane, isn't it? I mean, a lot of people talk about Kepler 452b, which we can't get to it, I don't think. People talk about colonizing the moon. That was Newt Gingrich's thing. I thought he was just pandering to people down on the space coast of Florida. He over on the east coast of Florida is known as the Space Coast. And so I think he was down there, Jacksonville, that area. I thought he was pandering to the people in Florida about colonizing the moon, but there are people who are very serious about this kind of stuff. And the moon, we've been there. I mean, you can't really grow anything on it. I don't know how you can do that. I mean, it seems like the most reasonable distance-wise. But then people have, Mars is kind of the big thing for a lot of space explorers and people who think that Mars could support life. I don't know. It's pretty far-fetched, all of it. That said, what if we could live on Mars? There's at least one guy who thinks we could, and he also has the way to make it happen. And this is Elon Musk of Tesla and SpaceX. All right, Elon Musk, yesterday, while Twitter is abuzz about Trump buying Greenland and whether or not Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar can go to Israel, Elon Musk tweets, "Nuke Mars." He wants to launch thermonuclear weapons at Mars. He wants to nuke it. Not because he hates Mars. Elon Musk wants to make Mars inhabitable. And he thinks that nuking Mars is key to doing so. Why, you ask? Well, Musk believes it'll help warm the planet and make it more hospitable for human life. The idea is to nuke Mars and release the CO2 trapped inside Mars's ice caps, producing a greenhouse effect. A study done in 2018 concluded that using Mars's CO2 to replicate the Earth's atmosphere would be impossible with today's technology. But Elon Musk is not thinking about today. And that's why I like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is always thinking about tomorrow. All right, if you are a guy who talks about the good old days all the time, Polk High School, 4 touchdowns in one game, Al Bundy type guy. Oh, the way we did it back here. There are tons of this, especially in radio. Man, oh, the way we did it back when I was working in Houston, the way we did it back when I was working in Chicago, the way we did it back when I was working in Pittsburgh. It's like, shut up about how you did stuff in the 90s in the market where you peaked. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care the major markets you worked in. The way we did it back when I worked in LA. Shut up. You are living in the past. And if you're living in the past, you're not even thinking about today. And that sure still means you're not thinking about tomorrow. Elon Musk could have been a major player, and still is to a degree. He could have been a major player in politics, but you know what he said? He's like, why? Why would I do that? I'd rather date goth models and smoke weed with Joe Rogan and then also launch nukes at Mars than be a politician. And I respect him for that. He's also making flamethrowers. He's sending cars into space. He's doing whatever he wants. Whatever he wants. So he's kind of got this whole crazy supervillain thing going on. He wants to nuke Mars. He told Stephen Colbert this like 4 or 5 years ago. He said Mars could be warmed by dropping thermonuclear weapons or hydrogen bombs over the poles of Mars. He elaborated for a few weeks at an event for his solar panel company, Solar City, saying the aim would be to create 2 miniature suns over the poles using nukes. The goal would be to vaporize the water currently trapped in ice's Mars poles, releasing CO2 into the atmosphere and therefore engineering a greenhouse effect on the planet to warm it up. Honestly, how far-fetched could this be? This is what Philip K. Dick wrote about. You know, Philip K. Dick, the guy who wrote Total Recall. He wrote about this. Later, a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, later rebooted into a movie with Colin Farrell that I didn't see. But if you remember, it was go and do what? On Mars. Get your ass to Mars. You have to melt the glacier. You have to do it. Didn't Kuato tell him he had to go melt the glacier? And while you were all distracted by the lady with 3 boobs, he was melting the glacier, and it did what? It released all the air so people could breathe and live on Mars. Now you got Elon Musk, pretty smart guy. He's saying do the same thing. I'm for it. Let's nuke Mars. Why not? You got Russia. Russia's launching nukes, trying to make Chernobyl 2. You got Kim Jong-un. He's over there firing off weapons. Iran wants the nukes. You know, we could, if we decided to work together as the human race, we could do a couple of things. We could mine that giant asteroid for all the space gold. They would destroy the economy, sure, it is not worth doing. Because if you have enough money, $700 quadrillion, to give everybody on Earth billions or trillions of dollars, it would just wreck the economy. That said, it's doable, right? You can go up there and capture that space gold. Let's think big. Or we could focus all our nuclear systems, nuclear programs on launching nukes into Mars. Listen, it sounds crazy, but I don't think it's that nuts. I don't think it's that crazy at all. I think that this is life imitating art, and it could work. Who are you going to believe? Who are you going to believe? Hell, Buzz Aldrin wants to go to Mars. Buzz Aldrin wants to punch a guy in the face for calling him a fraud. And I love guys like that. Buzz Aldrin punching guys in the face. Elon Musk smoking pot with Joe Rogan. These are the guys whose leads I want to follow over the politicians. Yeah, you think anybody in the Democrat 2020 presidential field, you think that they have the wherewithal and they've got the knowledge and they've got the stones, even the ladies? You think that they would have the guts to nuke Mars? You got to think about sometimes, do a gut check and think of what you're made of. If you're not willing to nuke Mars in order to make it inhabitable for future generations, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Coming up, there are other people doing it wrong. They're doing it wrong all over. We got stories of those people in the news crews, but I do want to give you an update on who's going to Israel and who's not. As if you cared who's going to Israel or who's not, but there have been developments in this dust-up regarding Donald Trump, the squad, and now Israel. We'll go over that next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
Hey everyone, Ken here. For 2 years now, you've heard Carrie and I use metaphors to test to see if you think your home or your business could use a revenue shot in the backside. Today, because of our new website, I can be a little bit more direct. Income Store has 2 doors. If you have more time than money, you're going to live under door number 1. You're going to see over 400 digital assets, 5 to 20 minutes apiece, that'll teach you how to manage numbers and lead people, or show you 6 growth tips you've never heard of. All of this so you can start growing your home or your business revenue literally immediately. If you have more money than time, door number 2 is going to be for you. You can view some of our managed services, look for more done-for-you packages. 34% of Americans in 2018 visited one of our managed services. Forbes 3 years in a row quoted, Income Store is an expert at generating home or business revenue. If you'd love to explore how to check out adding revenue to your home or business, just go to IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Your dog is a furry member of your family, and they deserve the highest level of care. Dogtopia has award-winning daycare, boarding, and spa services. They are the safest, cleanest, and most transparent dog daycare and boarding option for you. The best part? You can check in with your dog anytime on the video stream on your phone. Dogtopia, located at Carriage Crossing. Find out more at dogtopia.com to schedule your dog's best day ever.
Hey, are you ready for your new baby?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the ABCs of infant safe sleep?
No, what's that?
Babies should sleep alone, on their back, and in their own crib.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thanks.
For more information regarding infant safe sleep, contact the Shelby County Health Department at 901-222-9000 or log on to shelbytnhealth.com. Funding for this was provided by Tennessee Department of Health.
El Artista Cigars presents Cigar Night, Cut and Light, Friday, August 16th at 6 p.m., held at the Crossroads Cigar Emporium at 1403 West Goodman Road in Horn Lake, Mississippi. Hosted by El Artista's brand ambassador, Dula. He'll be introducing the brand's 2 2019 releases, the Big Poppy Slugger and the Buffalo 10. We'll also have swag giveaways, refreshments, and, as an added bonus, the premiere of Dula's new music video for his brand new single, Big Cigars. So come on down to the Crossroads Cigar Emporium, August 16th at 6 p.m. for El Artista's Cigar Night Cut and Light. Happy Pasita!
This is Andy Wise, your consumer investigator, and I belong to the Crescent Club. All my wise choices gather at the Crescent Club for mixers and private dining. The gourmet menu, top shelf. And happy hour? Hey, if you've never had a cocktail 9 stories high on the patio soaking in the East Memphis skyline, then hear this. I won't entertain my clients anywhere else because I made the wise choice. I belong to the Crescent Club, 6075 Poplar Avenue on top of the Crescent Center.
If you're in need of a professional cleaning service that takes your business as seriously as you do, call Jan Pro Cleaning Systems today. They understand how important it is to establish and maintain a professional image. That's why they offer the Jan Pro Signature Clean and the Jan Pro Guarantee. From regular scheduled cleaning to the tough stuff like stripping and waxing, buffing, carpet extractions, and detail cleaning, Jan Pro does it all. Call today for a free no-obligation quote. 901-683-4900. Insured and bonded for your protection. Jan Pro Cleaning Systems. Measurable cleaning, guaranteed results.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Listen live link in the top right corner, streaming live on YouTube. Go find Nation of Jake on YouTube, also on Facebook and Twitter at Nation of Jake. All right, so yesterday, all the headlines, after the recession went away, on Wednesday, recession, Trump recession, inversion of the 2 and the 10s. On Thursday, never mind. It doesn't look like we're in a recession or a recession is imminent. The big headline, the big controversy was about Representatives Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. They were denied access to Israel. They were supposed to be on a trip to go over to Israel today. But at the pressure of Donald Trump, Israel decided, yeah, you know what? We have a law against letting people in the country who support a boycott of Israel, this BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions, which is designed to pretty much destroy Israel. You know, boycott Israel, don't recognize that they're a thing. Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar, they are of the mind that Israel should never, ever have been established and that Israel has no right to exist. I mean, that's their ideology. That's what they believe, and nothing is changing that. In fact, it was released on their itineraries that they didn't even write the trip that was to Israel. It was to Palestine. And they were going to go over there, and they were going to try to draw up support for boycotting Israel. But there's laws on the books in Israel. Israel officials said, no. You guys aren't coming. You guys aren't going to be allowed in. And the response to this was just over the top. You know, there's people who say, good. They don't recognize the right of Israel to exist. Therefore, Israel does not exist to them. It's not an option. They can't go. There were other people on the other side. I saw one guy. It was so dramatic. He quote tweets the story about Israel denying entrance to Omar and Tlaib. And he writes, "This hurts my heart as a supporter of Israel." I'm like, really? It hurts your heart, bro? Like you're going to give it that much thought and you're going to let it affect you that much? Don't you have kids? Don't you have a job? Don't you watch hoops? Watch baseball? Do something else. Do something, because honestly, I do not care who gets to go to Israel and who does not. But if they've got a law that says if you support a boycott of Israel or these BDS, this movement, then you can't come in. You can't come in. So Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, she says that it's an extension of Trump's Muslim ban because she and Rashida Tlaib are Muslims. So she immediately goes to, they're bigots and they're keeping us out because we're Muslim. So, well, that's absurd because there are many Muslims who live in Israel. That's right. Yeah, you hear about the Israelis and Palestinians and everything. They live next door. They live there together. All the people fighting in Israel are like the leadership. It's the PLO and it's Israeli government. They're all fighting. The leadership fights while the people largely in Israel go about their day. They work. They're neighbors. They may have disputes over whose cat is in the yard stinking up the place, like I do with my neighbors. So it's not like they are in a constant state of war. There are bad actors. There is conflict, but it's pretty normal over there. I had the opportunity to go to Israel, but I did not take it. I had the opportunity. I just didn't want to go on a really long flight, cramped up on El Al Airlines. I just didn't want to do it. That said, I mean, I'm not going to get bent out of shape if a couple of Congress people don't get to go. Now here's the new development in this story. They said, hey, it's against the law, or we have a law that will deny entrance to people who support this boycott, right? However, we can make exceptions. There are exceptions, humanitarian exceptions, say if you wanted to go see family on the West Bank. So what happened was, after Rashida Tlaib from Michigan, the representative from Michigan, after she was denied entry into Israel, she wrote a letter asking for an exception to be made on a humanitarian basis because her grandmother's over there, and this could be one of the last times she sees her grandmother. All right, so she's denied entry, then she asks for the exception. You know what Israel said? Sure. Okay, yes. If you want to see your grandmother, come on over. To which Rashida Tlaib answers, I don't want your exception. I won't go over there under these terms. It's like, hold on, you just asked. You just asked for the exception. You asked for access, and it was granted. No problem. Come see your grandmother. If this is really the last time you think you'll be able to see her because she's so advanced in age and, you don't get over here often. And by the way, you also boycott Israel and you deny our right to exist. And, it's not really easy for you to navigate this part of the world due to your views. But yeah, come on over and see your grandmother. We would never prevent you from reconnecting with your family, especially if you say it could be for the last time. To which she answered, no! You can't silence me. So hold on a second. Can't silence you. What were you going to do when you got here? Were you going to try to drum up support for this boycott because you said you weren't, and that's a reason why we denied you access because we knew that you were. It's kind of gross, honestly, because you want to boycott Israel, and now you're boycotting Israel for them not letting you over there, and then you ask if you can make an exception for my grandmother. She's so old. Okay, come on into the West Bank and check out your grandmother for maybe the last time. How dare you try to buy my silence? Unbelievable, really. So now Israel's interior minister is responding to U.S. Representative Rashida Tlaib for abruptly canceling her plans to visit family in the West Bank. Apparently, this is great. Araya Deri, the interior minister from Israel, writes, apparently her hate for Israel overcomes her love for her grandmother. Boom! Oh my God, it's devastating. The dueling statements from Tlaib and the Israeli government are poised to escalate a confrontation that briefly seemed to be ebbing Friday morning when Deri granted Tlaib's request on humanitarian grounds to see her grandmother in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. This came after the government drew bipartisan criticism in Washington for refusing entry to both Tlaib and Omar as part of a broader visit. Then Tlaib, in a scathing statement instead of tweets, announced she's decided not to go, saying, oppressive conditions meant to humiliate me would break my grandmother's heart. It's like, then why'd you even ask? Here's why you asked. Because you wanted to sold yourself up as a martyr. I'm going to sacrifice my time with my grandmother because the Israeli government is so callous that they're going to make me sacrifice my principles in order to see my grandmother. They're holding my grandmother hostage now, you see. It's just, come on. I'm talking about making headlines out of nothing. These women, these representatives, they do not think Israel has a right to even be there. Israel does not let people in the country who have those views or who are that vocal about them or who will go over and cause trouble. The itineraries were out. They had no intention of going over there as a bridge-building coalition, those two. And then AOC, of course, because she's the leader of the squad, she was left out of this. I'm not going either. And everybody's like, okay, we don't care. Like, what? Well, we're more focused on trying to buy Greenland. We want to buy Greenland from Denmark, and you're over here, you haul 3 people can't go to a trip. And here's the thing about it, man. Taxpayer-funded trip to Israel. You're going to stay in nice hotels. You're going to stay in nice places. Fine with me. I don't think anybody should go. Not on the taxpayer's dime. So, yeah, that's the latest. I'm supposed to be outraged about that. I'm not sure what I should be outraged about more. Trump trying to buy Greenland. This whole dust up with Israel. Or Trump calling one of his own supporters fat. And then the supporter still loves him for it. It was a misunderstanding. But where's the outrage? Okay, and here's the other thing, man. What we're supposed to be angry about is like everybody's just following the lead of some pundits and stuff. Because here we got, look, not to shift gears too abruptly, but referencing it earlier, Donald Trump fat-shamed what he thought was a protester. All right, fat-shamed. He thought a guy was being dragged out for protesting at his New Hampshire rally, and he says, oh, that guy, look how he's kind of heavy, he needs to lose weight, or he's fat, whatever. Well, over the weekend in Iowa, at the Iowa State Fair, Andrew Yang, who was running for president, he went on record, and he called Donald Trump a fat slob. Yeah. He was asked what Donald Trump could do better than him. He's like, I don't know, being a slob. You know, talking about how he's fat, like an eating contest. Maybe he could beat me at an eating contest because he's fat. And he's a guy running for president, and you didn't hear a thing about it. You didn't hear a thing about it because nobody cares about Andrew Yang, really. And Andrew Yang's not president, and I get that, but nobody's calling him out for fat shaming. Well, yeah, it's okay to fat shame people we don't like, right? So, yeah, it's so goofy. The news is so goofy. This whole week has been insane. Just bonkers, really. We've got some more stories from around Memphis and around the world. We'll do it in the news cruise. A leisurely look at the headlines next in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News update. A scare in a subway station in New York City where what appeared to be pressure cookers were found unattended.
Both turned out to be rice cookers. There were actually 2. One on the mezzanine and one on the platform. They're both just empty rice cookers at this time.
Edward Delatorre, he's chief of the NYPD Transit Unit. A third rice cooker was found on the streets of Lower Manhattan. None contained any explosives, apparently a joke or a hoax. New York Transit President Andy Byford says it turned out to be a pretty good exercise, though, for both the police and the public.
This just shows the benefit of everyone working together. We have around 6 million riders on the subway every day, and that's 6 million pairs of eyes and ears. Between us, if we work together, if you see something, say something, we can keep New York safe.
And they have some excellent surveillance camera shots of a person of interest who they are currently looking for. CBS News Update. I'm Jim Chenevey.
I'm Ed Parami, the owner of JanPro, the franchise that helps you be your own boss. JanPro is now the fastest growing franchise in the entire world for the 2nd year in a row by Entrepreneur Magazine. We are growing so fast we need new business owners right here in Memphis right now. So if you want to be your own boss and open your own business, call JanPro at 901-683-4900 to see just how easy it is to be your own boss. For as little as $950 down, you can be a part of JanPro. Don't waste another minute. Call 901-683-4900.
Your dog is a furry member of your family, and they deserve the highest level of care. Dogtopia has award-winning daycare, boarding, and spa services. They are the safest, cleanest, and most transparent dog daycare and boarding option for you. The best part? You can check in with your dog anytime on the video stream on your phone. Dogtopia, located at Carriage Crossing. Find out more at dogtopia.com to schedule your dog's best day ever.
This is Clark Howard. I had a call the other day from someone who was considering going into a tiny home, actually building one. I don't know if that means sticks up or buying one under a plan. But the thing is, there is a counter-revolution going on in parts of America to the giant houses that have been built so much in the last many years. The average size of a home in the United States is nearly double what it was a generation and a half ago, even though fewer people are living under a roof. The problem is, think how many rooms in a house, if we get a big one, we don't ever use. But we're having to pay to maintain them, we're having to pay to heat and cool them and to light them. So when you're looking at a home, I know you've always been told, get the most square footage you can for your money you possibly can do. But remember, that extra square footage, you got to pay for it over time.
The co-chairman of J.P. Morgan warned that a deep correction, like 40%, could hit the stock market at any time. Don't lose 40%. Diversify. Now you can add gold or silver to your IRA or 401k rollover accounts. The stock market has been shaky with the trade negotiations. Don't risk your investments. Listen to the warnings and diversify before you lose 40%. Protect your portfolio with solid, intangible investments, gold and silver. Call 800-659-5096. And all qualified investors get a free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar with your account. Call 800-659-5096 to be connected now and get a free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar when you open a qualified account. Or go to noblegoldinvestments.com. Individual results may vary. Invest wisely. Open your qualified account today to get your free 2020 Trump Freedom Coin and a 10-ounce silver bar. Don't wait for a 40% deep correction. Call 800-659-5096. That's 800-659-5096.
Okay.
Yes, have some.
Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. Glad you're back. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com, and on Facebook at Nation of Jake. On Twitter, Nation of Jake, and the YouTube channel, streaming live on YouTube. Aptly named Nation of Jake. Go subscribe there on YouTube. That's the future. Also the present. Okay, what do we got? Yes, we do this news cruise thing. Almost forgot. We hop aboard this seaworthy vessel. It's got a few too many barnacles for me today. We'll get that worked out. I think Just Windows could scrape barnacles if you ask nicely.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The news cruise. Full of exciting news. The news cruise. So relax and kick off your shoes.
Welcome aboard the News Cruise, brought to you by Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows Home Services can clean your windows. That's pretty apparent, but the other stuff they do is not as apparent. So, if you need pressure washing, they can do it. You need your gutters cleaned out, they can do it. You need your roof cleaned off, they can do it. While they're on the roof, they can also change out your floodlights that you can't get to, that have been burnt out for years. They can do all those kind of things. Now, on the inside of your house, you got a chandelier up high. You got vaulted ceilings with one of those ceiling fans coming down, not quite to the point where you can reach it. They can do it for you. All you got to do is give them a call, 751-3934. That's 751-3934. They're online at justwindowsmemphis.com, and you will get 20% off a free estimate if you tell them the Nation of Jake sent you. And you can tell them via email on the website or on the telephone when you call them at 751-3934. That's justwindowsmemphis.com. All right, first up here in the news cruise, Tennessee has executed its third inmate in the electric chair since November, killing a man who maintained he didn't fatally stab a mother and her 15-year-old daughter in 1986. State officials pronounced 56-year-old Stephen West dead at 7:27 p.m. at Riverbend Maximum Security Institution in Nashville. West was also convicted of raping the 15-year-old. West said his then 17-year-old accomplice killed the 51-year-old Wanda Romines and her daughter, Sheila Romines. West was 23 at the time. The juvenile co-defendant received a life sentence with parole possible in 2030. In a court filing, the state said West brutally stabbed the victims to death. Governor Bill Lee denied the clemency application, which also said West had been taking powerful medication in prison to treat mental illness. 2 Tennessee inmates have also died by lethal injection since August 2018. So, there have been people who have been choosing to ride the lightning more so. And I think, though, with Zagorski some months ago, Edmund Zagorski, he was the first guy to go buy electric chair in some time, to the point where they thought this electric chair might not work. And we had that entire history on Tennessee's electric chair, how it was like maintained by a guy who was not an expert. He just happened to help move it one time, and he was the only one who knew anything about it. And so, just a really odd evolution of the death penalty here. And a lot of people say there is no evolution of the death penalty. It's barbaric. Well, listen, man, when you're talking about guys who rape and murder, I'm conflicted with the death penalty. I don't like the idea of the government killing people. If they kill an innocent person, that's one too many, because you can't take it back. That said, if you've got clear and compelling evidence, and look, this guy, Stephen West, I mean, he claims he didn't do it. He was there, and he did it. That said, this guy like Curtis Ray Watson, who escaped from the West Tennessee State Pen last week, was captured on Sunday, not before he murdered a Tennessee Department of Corrections employee. We know he did that. He did it. Clear and compelling evidence will prove in a court of law that he did it. I'm fine with him getting the death penalty. I'm okay with it. And I will sleep soundly knowing that one day he will die by lethal injection or riding the lightning. So that's where that story is. Oh, we got this news late yesterday. A grocery store clerk was convicted Thursday of killing a teenager who was stealing beer from a North Memphis store. Anwar Ghazali was convicted of second-degree murder in the death of 17-year-old Dorian Harris. He'll be sentenced September 23rd. Now, this shooting, if you recall, happened in 2017 in late March at the Top Stop shop at 1127 Springdale. Harris took at least one beer from the cooler and left without paying. Ghazali pulled out a handgun, ran after Harris, and then fired several shots. He told a witness, "I think I shot him," but didn't call police. Now, if that's the way it went down, then this guy deserves to be found guilty. And the time, look, if somebody shoplifts a $2 drink or beer, let them go. You know, they didn't shake you down. They didn't rob you. They stole from you for sure. In an armed robbery situation, if somebody dies or is shot, and that's it, different. But you cannot go and shoot somebody who poses no harm to you and is running away. Over what? Over a $2 beer? Or Limerita? Whatever it was. So yeah, I mean, look, there are people saying, shouldn't be stealing. He got what he deserved. That's not the way you do stuff. I mean, unless you are in danger, or there's an imminent threat on your life, you can't go killing people like that. So, ugly story. I mean, 17-year-old kid didn't make a good decision, but man, didn't deserve to die for it. Man, you call the cops. You'll see him again. You'll see him again just chasing people down the street, shooting at them over a $2 beer. We spoke yesterday about this tugboat pilot from Memphis who was at the center of this death at a California mansion. Now, he says he had nothing to do with it. All right, this is Adam Shacknai. He wants to set the record straight about the accusations made against him that insinuate that he murdered 32-year-old Rebecca Zhao. Shacknai is a Memphian and a riverboat captain. He said he went out to San Diego when his brother's son was seriously hurt and later died after falling from a balcony. Then, sometime later, Rebecca Zhao was found hanging naked with her hands tied behind her back and her ankles bound. It had been gagged. And so he claims he had nothing to do with it. He was sued for $5 million in a wrongful death suit. I guess insurance took care of that. But now they're trying to go after him again. Judges out of San Diego or some lawyers out of San Diego. It's a crazy story. Insane. The case was dismissed originally with that settlement made, but Shacknai has always insisted he had nothing to do with it. He was staying in a guest house. He seems to think it was suicide over the son's accident. But how would the hands and feet be bound? I don't know. That story's insane. He says, I had nothing to do with this. Leave me alone. Mississippi is ranked the worst state to have a baby. The bottom of this list, worst state to give birth, according to Wallet Hub. They're saying that's considering everything from access to care to average infant care costs. Well, here's the thing. If Mississippi is ranked the worst state to have a baby, then how come so many teenagers are doing it in Mississippi? Having babies, that is. Oh, and this one, crazy story. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Survived a plane crash at a small airport. Bristol, Tennessee. Dale Earnhardt and members of his family were on a plane that skidded off the runway. They were able to hop out and get to safety before the Cessna caught fire. No reports of injuries. The FAA said 2 pilots and 3 passengers were aboard. That's scary. I mean, given Dale Sr. Died in a fiery car crash. Dale Jr. in one of these small... You can't get me on one of those small planes. I don't know, man. There's too many. Richie Valens, Day the Music Died, Payne Stewart, all that kind of stuff. What was that? Roy Halladay from the Phillies. Oh, man, just scary stuff there. I'm glad Dale Jr.'s not dead. I really am. I mean, I think he's a pretty likable fella. All right, coming up, we're going to wrap things up. Wrap up Elvis Week and get you set up for the Earl Farrell program. We'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
When you walk into Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe in Bartlett, everybody really does know your name, and you never meet a stranger. Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe is a family-friendly place to have fun and serves a full menu including Mexican-American dishes, all-day breakfast, and a great kids menu. With theme nights like Nifty 50s or love songs, they have something for everyone. Located at 5808 Stage Road, make Annie Joe's Karaoke Cafe your next stop for food, family, and fun.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs, those little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
If you're a baby boomer here in the Mid-South area, this message is for you. We've designed a brand new radio show with you in mind. It's The Retirement Income Doctor, hosted by Dave McAdams of the McAdams Group. Each week, Dave will teach you retirement strategies that have worked year after year, decade after decade, in any kind of market. That's right, the Retirement Income Doctor will teach you these strategies. So join us Saturday mornings at 10 for the Retirement Income Doctor.
You and your friends and associates are invited to attend the Mississippi Senior Expo and Health Fair, Thursday, September 19th from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. at the Brown Missionary Baptist Church, located at 7200 Swinia Road in South Haven, Mississippi. There will be health exams, flu shots, entertainment, and this year, there'll be food trucks on site to allow you to enjoy lunch while you're there, and a demonstration on healthy living by the Silver Sneakers. The Mississippi Senior Expo and Health Fair is promoted by the DeSoto Times and the Best Times. Mark your calendar for September 19th. You'll be glad you did.
Your dog is a furry member of your family, and they deserve the highest level of care. Dogtopia has award-winning daycare, boarding, and spa services. They are the safest, cleanest, and most transparent dog daycare and boarding option for you. The best part? You can check in with your dog anytime on the video stream on your phone. Dogtopia, located at Carriage Crossing. Find out more at dogtopia.com to schedule your dog's best day ever.
All right, about 10 minutes. We've got
have some.
The Earl Farrell program coming at you. But we're still in the Nation of Jake for now on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990. All right, so, Earl, did you get out to the vigil last night at Graceland?
I watched it online.
Oh, yeah, streaming the vigil.
And it was amazing. I've been covering it for over 40 years, and just the number of people still come from all over the world for that. It's absolutely, and so many young people.
Absolutely. You're talking on Spotify, how 18 to 22-year-olds, and then I guess the 25 to 49-year-olds. It's just it's split everywhere as to who enjoys Elvis's music on this Elvis week. This is the day, though. This is like Elvis's death birthday. All right, this day, 42 years ago, Elvis was found deceased, way too young. So it's amazing to kind of think about, where Elvis's career might have gone. We've talked about him possibly collaborating on the Jaws soundtrack and whatnot. Think about when you talk about Elvis, he wrote very few, if any, of his songs. And I think that there are people trolling Elvis throughout his career. Because, Earl, have you ever listened to the lyrics to Jailhouse Rock?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know how gay that song is? That is a homoerotic song.
I never thought of it that way.
You never?
No.
What kind of co-ed jails were there?
I don't know.
Okay, a warden throws a party, all right? If you really listen to the lyrics to this song, all right, you've got number 47 said to number 3, right? Inmates.
Yeah.
You're the cutest jailbird I ever did see. I sure would be delighted with your company. Come and do the Jailhouse Rock with me. What do you think that means?
That a woman had broken in and gotten number 3.
No, I think Lieber and Stoller, who wrote that song, were trolling everyone. I ain't going there. This is one of the most homoerotic songs in the world. This is about prison sex, this whole song. They're talking about dancing and stuff, if you don't have a partner, use a wooden chair. That's invasive.
See, I like the songs about women in prison.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's weird. Well, like Orange is the New Black kind of thing, Earl. That's odd. It's an odd fetish you have. I don't know if I would
think of men in prison. Is not what
I don't know. You just listen.
Come on and do the Jailhouse Rock with
Do the Jailhouse Rock with me. We know what rock and roll means. I mean, it's odd. But poor Elvis, he's 1954 or so, young Elvis. He's just performing these songs, and it's got a good hook. I mean, it's a great song sonically. But when you dive into the lyrics, I think that Lieber and Stoller knew exactly what they were doing. I think that they were trolling poor Elvis. He's over here. He has to listen.
He didn't know what he's singing.
Right, exactly. He's just, hey, I'm just singing the words. I'm just making the words come to life. You know, that's all. That's right. That's all I'm going to do. Get some.
This don't sound gay, does it?
I don't know. All
right.
Look, I like to bring that up from time to time. Just you got to listen to the lyrics and the context of these things. There's no co-ed jail in 1954. I don't think there's co-ed jails now.
There are not.
They're not. No.
It just never works
jail
out
is
good.
Jail is not a place to go picking up dates. I don't think, unless you're into that kind of thing. All right, I'll be back on Monday, maybe. Earl's next. So long, and thanks for all the fish.
CBS News at the top of every hour, serving Tennessee, Mississippi, and